We are back at it again here with another video with Invest for Tomorrow. To all the first time viewers and investors, welcome to the channel. To all the subscribers, welcome back. All I ask for in return is for you to smash that like button to let me know you watch this video. Helps out the YouTube channel and lets me know you appreciate the time and effort I put into making these videos. So here we are with Wish stock, ContextLogic Inc., WISH stock. It's actually been in a very silent upward movement. We've talked about everything here to the downside pressure. We've talked about how things would move if it reversed, and here we are. We're going to do a full update here on what's going on with Wish, what to pay close attention to moving forward. But before we jump into the chart, I want to share with you guys the home run of the day that I mentioned this morning over at the Discord. And if that's something that interests you and you want to become part of, you're more than welcome to join us. The link is down below in the description to the Discord. And the home run of the day was spectacular. It was phenomenal. A great way to start off the month of September. And if this is something you want to become part of, you're more than welcome to join us. The link is down below in the description to the Discord. And by joining, you'll become part of a growing community of investors, all looking to learn and grow together. So I did a little update on SKLZ, a stock that I mentioned over at the Patreon on the weekly watch list as it bottomed out towards 10. It was nearly up 20% plus today at its highs. And the higher it went, the riskier it gets, but it's still a stock to watch even at the current levels. Then ABVC was another one I mentioned, and GBS. Now GBS turned out to give us 5 to 10% jumps on their pullbacks and upswings, but ABVC was a home run for the day, and it all happened in a matter of minutes, guys. Just 30 minutes, and it hit a highest point of 20% plus. We caught this one in the pre-market as it was pulling downwards, sitting sideways, pulled back and jumped 10% plus in a matter of 5 minutes, pulled back down and continued to push up to hitting a highest point of 20% plus. And later in the day, it had its pullbacks and jumps of 3 to 5%, 5 to 10%. And this is something you can gain access to by joining us. The link is down below in the description. I would love to invite you guys to join us. The month just got kick-started, and we're going to continue to look for opportunities daily. Now, one of the home runs that was mentioned by one of the members in the group was FCUV. I had mentioned how I noticed it, but at the moment I noticed it, it had already overextended, right? Before all of this happening, this seemed to have been a big move from $5 all the way up to $7.50. It started consolidating, and in that moment, everyone in the group was watching this one, brainstorming about this one, and on the way up, a lot of people scalped this one, took opportunities, and this went up nearly 350% from that consolidation all the way to the top. And that's the part where joining the community, it's not just the stocks I watch and all the information that I share and the 42 vision indicator, if not being part of a community of investors all looking to learn and grow together through the volatility of the market. And I would like to invite you to join us. If it's something that interests you, check out the link down below. Let's jump into these charts, and we're going to continue to rock on with opportunities daily, weekly, monthly, for as long as the stock market is open, guys. So here we are with Wish stock, ContextLogic Inc., and it's been going upwards after hitting that low and that bottom so far of 615. This seems to have been the bottom for now. We've talked about it before. And then the worst case scenario is that it could break through it and head into the $5 range because of that worse, right, analysis rating to the downside. But every other analysis rating is pointing to the upside. I've talked about this time after time after time. That's something to pay attention to and to be aware of, because if this is below any of those price targets that are pointing to the upside, it looks like an opportunity based off the charts and everything when it comes to the data, right? And the technicals. I've stated that time after time after time. Now, it seems to go up and then pull back down, go up, pull back down. And what I would call that is the staircase effect. You can kind of see it right there, kind of came right back down, then it came right back up, and now it's kind of around here. And the question is, could it continue, right? The staircase effect, jumped up, came back down, jumped up, jumped up, jumped up, okay? And that creates higher highs, newer lows, right? Higher lows, actually, not newer lows, higher lows, because the lows are right here. One low is here, one low is here. These will break even, higher low, and so far right now, if it bounces off of that or eventually anywhere down here and then continues going back up, could be the next higher low. So it's been pushing upwards from those lows Some people have challenged me and stated that, gaps don't always need to be filled. I saw a whole entire article, I read about it, and it made sense, and I went ahead and analyzed this whole entire situation, right? Before all of this, it was just this part right here and up to here, right? And without knowing the rest of the story, there is some truth to gaps needing to be filled. And it's not that they get filled because they have to. They get filled because people finally decide and say, I'm going to average down because my average cost is too high. And if they buy from 10 and they buy $7 or $6, their average cost falls around the middle. And guess what? It pushes the stock up eventually to that location. And once it gets around that average cost, some will decide to hold and some will bail, right? To either break even or take a really small profit or take a small loss because they want to move that capital somewhere else. And then you're going to see a pullback. But the question is, how drastic, right, could that pullback be? Because if the pullback brings it right back down to test these levels down here and it doesn't stay up anywhere up here in the 8s or high 7s or 9s or wherever it decides to pull back and kind of sit there and consolidate, then there hasn't really been any strength in the move totally, right? You have to think about that as well. That comes in with the psychology and emotional intelligence of the stock market. I talk about this in the Patreon. I've stated in videos, and that's something to be aware of. So it is going up in a very subtle way. We'll have to see if it can continue or if this is all one big bull trap that is actually going to dissipate eventually and come right back down to where it all started and kind of sit here or even go lower, right? That is something to be aware of as well. But right now, there is some strength. I look forward to seeing your thoughts down below on it. And let's look at what is important going into tomorrow and the days to come, right? Does it have more room to the upside? I personally believe it does. And it's already getting really close to breaking through 785, which it did that pretty fast after dipping. And every time it went up here and it went lower and you saw these spikes, it's because big whales and large investors were taking advantage of what you would call buying the dip. There was a lot of volume and then it's actually sitting sideways, and then also a lot of call options volume for the near future. Okay, that's another thing as well, and that's something that drove the price higher. Now on the way up, there's been a lot of buying pressure, and that means that it's going higher, not coming back down. A lot of that buying pressure is staying in the stock. There's a lot of pressure that is being held right now and not just getting in and getting out. If this can continue this pattern, there's strength here. So the first thing is our support, 738. If that gets broken through, I'll look at the low of the day, 713, and then all the way down here at 786, dissect the chart within those areas to see if the bulls are fighting to bring it back up or if the bears are tearing it down easily through these levels. And if it breaks through 686, the lowest point I'll watch it at is at 663, 662, give or take, to see what's going on at worst case scenario at these levels. But to the upside, the most important thing right now is the highest point reached, and that's 774, then up here at 785, and most significantly $8. If $8 can be broken through, the next point of reference would be up here at 9, and we'll have to see if the bulls continue that staircase effect and those higher lows, higher highs, and continuing the upward direction and momentum, guys. As always, thank you guys so much for watching, and let's make some money.